So I'm going to be avoiding major spoilers, obviously major ones that is. But suffice to say, episode 6 of Dispatch hit incredibly hard. It was one of the most impactful moments of gaming I've had in years, to be perfectly honest. And I wanted to offer some speculation as to whether or not Dispatch, the game, is going to get more seasons, really. Because I'm kind of on the fence as to whether or not the entire story can truly be completed in 8 episodes. Now, needless to say, as I had prophesied earlier, this game has been and remains my game of the year, my personal game of the year. I find the story exceptionally well told. The characters are interesting. It's just a winner through and through. I can't think of any major weaknesses, to be perfectly honest. So having gotten that out of the way, it is an open and interesting question, because until episode 6, I really thought the plot was moving ahead too slowly for the entire story of Dispatch to be told in 8 relatively short episodes, all things considered. Really just a few hours. Now, it's possible that the last 2 episodes next week will accelerate the entire story, or they might be longer, or a combination of both, and the entire story of Dispatch will be concluded in a satisfactory manner. But I don't feel that way. There are a number of things that are still open-ended. For example, simple things, this is not really a huge spoiler, but we don't know the superhero origin of Blonde Blazer yet. Now, is that incredibly important for the story? Maybe, maybe not. But she does kind of allude to it in the beginning when you first meet her, that she's not ready to tell her story. So that's something. There are a number of other things as well. And I ultimately think that Dispatch could benefit from a second season. And here's the good news on that front. Dispatch, as of 10 days into the release of the game, had sold 1 million copies. And now we are well past 10 days. I don't know what the numbers are right now, but I think the game is selling very, very well for what it is. And I'm hoping that the developers have gotten the funds now, not only to break even, but to do very well, earn good money for themselves, and also make another game, hopefully, in the Dispatch series, because there's so much potential here. I've talked to a lot of people online about this, and there really seems to be consensus. Everyone I talk to really likes the game. Many people I've talked to agree with me and think it is the game of the year, or their personal game of the year. So there's no question that this is an exceptionally good game. Even if it's not a conventional RPG or conventional this or that, it doesn't matter. The quality that's gone into this, the animation, the writing, the character designs, everything is just top notch. And the game has been selling well. Now, normally when games sell really well, there's some kind of incentive to create more games of a similar genre or within the same universe. So I'm hoping, praying to Zeus right now, that given the sales, given the popularity, they will in fact be working on some kind of sequel or some kind of continuation. Because like I said, there doesn't seem to be enough in terms of story and plot revealed, in terms of things that have happened. Maybe with the exception of what happened towards the end of episode 6, in my opinion, to conclude the game in a satisfactory manner. Now, in addition to loose ends and things that are not yet clarified, I just think from a financial perspective, and after all, games need to sell, the game is selling really well, so why not just put more material out there? Now, in that context, there could be the theoretical issue that you might kind of not produce the same quality if it's not motivated by the right reasons. That's possible, but I really doubt it. So I'm really, really hoping that there will be another season, maybe even 2 or 3 seasons, although that seems very unlikely, because there are still a number of things that I think are relevant to the plot and relevant to the story that would enrich the story that we don't know. I mentioned Blonde Blazer's superhero origin. We don't really know about the actual background of Invisigal per se. She talks about not knowing about her life, for example. We don't know what motivated Shroud to become the villain that he is now. Who is Shroud ultimately? What is his relationship to the rest of the characters? There's a theory right now that in fact Blonde Blazer is his daughter, which is possible, I guess. There are a number of different things going on that I think need to be clarified to make the story complete. Another one would simply be Robert is not Mecha Man yet, and there's that issue with the Pulse, which has now been, well, basically stolen and confiscated. So there's a lot going on, but I just don't think can be resolved in 2 episodes, even if they're longer. We're kind of still stuck in the Dispatch office. That said, I could be wrong. So I don't know what to expect exactly, but I am super psyched about next week. Like I said, this is absolutely 100% my game of the year for this year. It has really blown me away on every front, on so many levels. They just did everything right. The humor is there, the writing is there, the character design, the animation, the poignant moments. It's just the right combination of everything dialed in at the right moment, so to speak. Could this be lightning in a bottle? For all I know, it could be, but I hope not. I think Ad Hoc has done a truly fantastic job. I'm very, very grateful they made this game because I've been enjoying it thoroughly. And I can't really remember the last time I've been that invested in a story or the characters or what have you. And that takes a lot for me. I'm an old, battered guy, right? I don't feel things very easily. But this game makes me feel a lot, which says a lot, I have to say. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think there will be other seasons? I think it's very likely, although we can't know ultimately. Though, as all of you know, we do need to wait until next week at the end of the day to figure out just what's happening and how this story will be resolved, or if it will be continued over another season at some point in time. I truly hope so. I would love to see more of these characters and the character development and what have you. But anyway, as always, thank you for tuning in. And if you like my content and you like my takes, you can leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's much appreciated, as it really helps out my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll check you out next time. Take care.